You know, what a privilege it is to be in an incredible company like NeoLife. What an incredible privilege it is to have somehow, about 30 years ago, been blessed with this opportunity. You see, when the person invited La-Verne and I into this business, I thought he was trying to sell us something. I never realized for 1 second that he was blessing us with a vehicle that could totally change our lives, could empower us to live the life that we do live, to impact so many people, not only in the business world, but health-wise, spiritually, to come to know the King and Savior, to just what a blessing it is. And I'm not going to say thank you to anybody. My wife is going to do it, but I want to say thank you to my wife. I want to tell you a story about her. When I was really sick back in Africa and dying with cancer many years ago, and our house smelt like death. Have you ever walked into a home where people are dying?
I thought he wasn't using enough soap. That's the truth.
Really it was. And she was burning candles in the house, and she would make me take my shoes off outside and wash me, have a bowl at the door, and wash me before I came into the house, trying to reduce the smell of death in her house. But you know what? She never gave up on me. She loved me. She served me. What an incredible lady. Thank you so much, sweetheart.
Thank you. Love you. Wow. It's just, my words are gone. But we want to give God the glory for everything, because without Him, we are nothing. You know, we are where we are, not because of who we are, but because of the grace of God. You know, if Andy didn't follow the names that God put in his heart, we would not be here. And I'm just so thankful that Louis said, La-Verne, you've got to do it. Because again, I wouldn't be here. You know, and God has blessed us. I think it was said just now that you can sponsor up. And I want to just say, our team, you are all better than us. And we are just so thankful that God has blessed us with a team like yourselves. You are amazing, and we thank you. And then to all the NeoLife support group, you know, anyone that deals with Louis and I, and I said, no, you can't phone NeoLife yet. You know, the offices are closed. Give them a break. He goes, but I need to know now. And you know, there's never once that someone has not answered the phone for Louis and answered all the questions. And thank you to all the support group. And then Jerry and Kendra and Susan that have kept the company going and going strong. There are no words to say thank you enough, but we are just so privileged to be under your umbrella, under the umbrella of NeoLife, for what it stands, the integrity, the love. We just feel so undeserving, and yet you give to us. Thank you. And I just want to say to my husband, he says that I've been a support pillar, but you know what? It works two ways. We support each other. So when I'm down, he's up, and when he's down, I can be up, and we can encourage each other and just get to the next step because of the love. And Louis, thank you for all the miles that you do for the team, for the company, for me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And Lawrence and Marjorie, thank you so much for being number one. Let me tell you something. If you're in an industry and you're always the number one, you really need to be stretched. And thank you so much because you stretch us, you're growing us, and you're an example, and we're just going to look for new ideas. That's what life's about. You just keep looking for new ideas to empower others and equip your organization and lead people, and you search deeper inside. And if you're not at the top, you must keep looking aside. Why am I not there? What do I need to get up there? What do I have to change? How do I have to grow? What do I need to do? But anyway, so thank you so much for that, and congratulations, folks. I'm really proud of you for that. Very exciting. I'm telling you, the biggest fish in the pool never gets any bigger. It stays that size forever. You want to make sure you get into a bigger pool. That's very important. And I can see how this has grown. I think there's more people in the first 2 rows across this room than there were in my first event I went to in the USA. And so I'm really excited about where we're going in this country. We're going to fill football stadiums one day, which is absolutely exciting. And I do want to say again, Jerry and Kendra, in my wildest dreams, I never thought I'd have such incredible friends. People of such wisdom, people with such beautiful hearts. I want to thank you absolutely from the bottom of my heart for being the most beautiful people that La-Verne and I have come to know over the years. Thank you so much, Jerry and Kendra. And Susan. You know, and Susan, I want to, Jerry talks about Susan and the fishing over there, but let me tell you, Susan, she decorates, she keeps her house immaculate, she's got such great taste, and she brought up a beautiful lady in Kendra, and thank you so much, Susan, for what you've done for us. All right, we're going to get into a bit of straight talk, a bit across here. I don't know why they asked us to talk at this time, because I'm going to tell you like it is. Some of you might be offended by that. That's not my problem. Speak to the person who invited you along here today. And the first thing I'm going to start right off the bat is you need to treat this as a business. And I look around, and with the health challenges that I've had, and I just said to La-Verne, I really have to do some more work. My health is pretty good, but I've got a lot more work. It isn't where it should be. But you know where I've come from with the cancer and the kidney failure and the liver problems, all that kind of stuff. I don't have half the energy that a lot of people have, right? Or should have. And I just think to myself, why the heck they're not building the business? What is wrong with them? You know, why they're behind is stuck to the chair and they're sitting there rusty, dusty all day. And I just can't understand why people are choosing, poverty over success, why they're not getting out there helping others, why they're not out there on God's mission. In a normal business, when you have a problem, it's somebody stolen a truck full of tomatoes and the insurance won't pay for it, because you gave them the keys. In this industry, it's somebody says no. Come on, how hard is that? He's not beating you up. In this industry, you invite somebody to a meeting and they don't arrive. Shame. What you do, you invite another one. You pull up your pants, you put the zipper in the front and stop being the mouse in the house and grow up. How hard is no? They're not beating you up, man. When I decided to build this business, I said, I'm going to build it like a business. And guess what my sister does? She has a wedding on a Saturday that we're having an event like this. She wanted to. And she says, hey, we're a close family. She sends out the invitations. Then she asked me if I'll be the MC. I said, I'm not coming. She said, what do you mean you're not coming? I said, I can't. I'm going to my business. I work for myself, and if I don't go, the boss won't pay me, and I'm the boss. She said, Louis, you have to come. I said, well, change the wedding. She said, I've already paid a deposit. I said, lose the deposit. And she changed the wedding and lost the deposit and sent out all invitations. You see, this is a business, man. If your boss tells you to go and do something, guess what you're going to do? Yes, boss, no, boss, and he's going to pay you a miserable salary and fire you in 4 years' time when he doesn't need you. But because it's your own business, you're going to play with it. My dad passed away 2 years ago. It was a tough year. I didn't basically build the business for half a year, traveling there and back while he was dying, giving it every moment I can. But guess what? We got back just from the funeral in time for the convention. I don't know if you remember that. We didn't stay with the family. You know, we spent a few days with them and shot back for the convention. You have to treat it like a business. This is a tough event for La-Verne and I. My mom passed away about 5 days ago. She's on ice back home, waiting for me to fly out tomorrow to go bury her. It was extra tough being the oldest brother, or everybody relying on me. But you see, this is a business. And I thank Kendra for helping me make up my mind. She's a great lady there. Thank you, Kendra. I want to start right at the beginning. I was real skeptical when I saw this opportunity. I didn't know that God has given me a vehicle of a lifetime, a vehicle of freedom, a vehicle of doing what I want, if I want, when I want, getting up when I'm finished, a vehicle that's going to give me my health back again, a vehicle that's going to give me my marriage. I was a terrible husband. She said, it's not so bad.
However, I do love what I've got today.
Yeah.
A little more.
I never gave her flowers. I thought that's a dumb thing to do. What do you want to give somebody flowers for? They die in a week. And then I remember listening to my leader. He said, hey, Louis, when last did you give your wife flowers? I said, men don't do things like that. I'd never been taught that. And one day I was driving and I got convicted after a presentation in the middle of the night. I drove into this town, must have been about 1 o'clock in the morning, coming back. And I had another 2 hours drive to go to get home. So I was going to get home by 3 o'clock. And as my car, in the headlights, were all these beautiful roses. I never picked a rose in my life. I didn't know they were full of thorns. And I got out there and I picked her about 100 roses. My hands were all cut up. There was blood all over the steering wheel, things like that. I took her home. I had blood all over my clothes, my suit, things like that. And I took his roses and I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I said, darling.
Yeah, your roses.
Yeah.
And I was very thankful. And every cut on his hand, it was worth it.
Yeah, thank you. And when last did you get flowers from me, darling?
Yesterday, when you remembered to give them to me.
I bought them 3 days ago and I forgot to give them to her. All right. And then I heard you're supposed to give a lady a card. Men, women like cards. I don't know why, but they like cards, right? And anyway, so I remember giving you a card. What did I write it on, sweetheart?
Well, first, it wasn't just about giving the card. It's actually remembering that you have a birthday or an anniversary. So this happened to be our first year of marriage, and my birthday had come up, and he had not even wished me happy birthday. Then his mother said to him, Louis, did you know it was your wife's birthday? And he said, oh dear, what am I supposed to do? So she said, well, don't you have a card at least for her? So he ran to the toilet, and he got 1 block of toilet paper, and he wrote on it, happy birthday, La-Verne, I love you.
There are. Her first card. Do you know what we're trying to do? Is prove to you that anybody can go diamond. Anybody. You know what this opportunity has given us is, wow, personal growth. With dyslexia, that was one of my challenges in this business. To stand in front of people and write on a board. And people would criticize me from the audience. And then one day, I was doing a meeting, and this one gentleman came forward and he said, please, can I apologize publicly? So I said, why? He says, well, your team is so upset with me for mocking your spelling that I'm scared I'm not going to leave you alive. He was a guest that day. Right? And I realized something. People don't care for your mistakes if your heart is right. They want to know if you're a genuine person who want to make their life better and really passionate to make this world a better place. That's what people are seeing in you. All right, but anyway, to carry on with some stories across here, we got involved in this opportunity. I used to dress real bad. You want to tell me a bit about my dress?
It was farm boots with, the big tractor tires, shorts, corduroy shorts, and long socks. And every meeting Louis went to, he dressed like that. Oh, and he didn't even bother brushing his hair, and sometimes didn't bother to shave. And I'd say, Louis, don't you think we should shave if we go into a meeting? And he goes, La-Verne, they must take me like I am. If they don't like it, too bad. But this business helps you to grow, because not only did he start shaving, cutting his hair, wearing long pants. I mean, even to a wedding, he would wear these short pants and long socks. He said, hey, this is who I am. But Andy also said, and Louis mentioned the personal growth, and Andy said, you need to start reading good books. Louis says, I've got dyslexia, I can't read. So I started reading to Louis every night. And so we would read the same thing, because he said he can't read. I don't even think it was 6-7 months. And next thing, I get into bed, and there Louis is with his finger, and he's reading. And today, he can read faster than I can.
Yeah. So she used to trash my clothes, put them in the trash can. I used to go to the trash can, dig them out again, right? Okay, and eventually, then she gave them to the workers, and I couldn't take my pants off. Anyway, so here we are. So we get involved in this incredible opportunity. This is how we got involved. Andy phones me and says, do you want to come along, look at a business idea? Would you like to make some extra money? Of course, only if you're a moron, you say, no, you don't want to make extra money. And I said, yeah. Anyway, kept on phoning to confirm the time of the appointment, things like that. And eventually, on the day of the meeting, La-Verne says, so what time are you getting dressed to go? I said, no, we're not going. I'm just too busy. 200 staff. I just got no time. I haven't even got time to go to the bathroom. She said, phone and tell Andy. Otherwise, we're going. Well, because I was the mouse in the house, I never phoned Andy. I was too much of a chicken to phone him. We went to the meeting, and at the end of the meeting, they showed us this idea where you can make money. I didn't believe a word of it, but Andy was a pain in the butt. He kept on phoning, and we lived on a party line, and every time he phoned, all the neighbors were listening in, right? And guess what happened? I got sick and tired of these phone calls. I said, come and join my wife up. I never told her. So when he came to join us up, right, I heard the car come over the cattle grid in the front of the yard. And La-Verne said, who's that? I said, oh, it's Andy. She said, what's he come for? I said, did I forget to tell you that he's coming to sponsor you? Right? Not me. I wasn't interested. She was going to make me rich. Anyway, so guess what happened? He comes inside, La-Verne and I, have you ever walked into a room where the wife is not really excited about what's going to happen now, but she's doing it against her will for her husband's will? Yeah? And so you could have cut the atmosphere with a knife.
He left me by myself. He said, here comes Andy, and he walked out the door.
There you are. So now she was an incredible farmer's wife and working hard and no makeup on and hair. And, can you imagine? She's a solid, hard-working lady out there. And she didn't feel respectable for this businessman. He was a very successful businessman coming from town, and I leave her there. And anyway, so that's how we got involved in this opportunity. I remember him saying, Louis, you should sign here. I said, why? He said, well, if your wife builds a big business, and you're going to earn residual income for life. If your signature's there when she passes away, you get paid for the rest of life. Well, that sounded real good right then. So anyway, we have to move on. Yeah, I'm just having some fun with you. I remember my first phone call. How did this happen? Well, I want to take you a step back over here. La-Verne goes to this meeting, which I sent to her along, and then when she gets there, they make her talk. Now, you don't know my wife. She doesn't like to lead two people in silent prayer. So anyway, so guess what happens? She comes back fired up, right? You know, the car door bangs. Have you ever seen through the house? What's wrong, honey? Nothing, right? Anyway, it took me a few days to find out what nothing was. No, she says exaggeration. No exaggeration. I was there. Anyway, so now let me tell you. So guess what happens? I get a magazine and showing people earning $9,000 a month. I wanted $9,000 a month, and she was about to quit the business that she was going to make me rich with. So I said, next Monday night, we're going to training together, because nowhere does it say, thou shalt talk in public, right? In the literature. So I take her to a meeting, and guess what happens? And he says, the ladies will sit here and chat about products, the men will come through and phone. Well, I was a man. I wasn't going to say with the ladies right then, I wish I didn't know what I was, but anyway, so I had to follow all the men through to the other side, and guess what? We go to the other side, and they're all supposed to be phoning, and nobody phones. They said, oh, Louis, it's so good to have you here. Why don't you phone? I didn't know how to phone. I didn't know any. This is my wife's business. I'm just coming here to protect her. Well, guess what happens? He said, well, there's a phone script on the wall. And he said, have you got names? I said, no. I said, who do you know? Anyway, I had a few names on the back of an envelope. We looked up in the local telephone directory. And we got the name, and the first one was Arthur Spalding, and went like this. Hello, Cassie Louis, you want to make money? Thanks, bye. Exactly. And he said, yes. I said, this man's stupid. I don't even want to do this. What does he want to do it for? So now I go home, all right, and I'm trying to phone people and build the business. I'm making all these, and I get about 20 no's in a row. Anybody know what I'm talking about? And I didn't want one more no. I'd had too many no's. So my wife says, why are you not phoning? I said, because I got too many no's. So guess what she did?
I picked up the phone and I phoned a friend, and she said yes.
And she set up an appointment for me. And so guess what I did? I pulled my zipper to the front, right? I pulled up and I said, give me that phone, woman, right? And I started phoning again.
That's so rough.
Not quite like it, but you see. All right. Anyway, the next thing is, so now we do our first business meeting. And this is how the business meeting goes. Guess what happens? Ah, gracious me. La-Verne's got everything, nutritional meeting. So La-Verne's got everything set up. I knew nothing about the business. The people arrive. She goes to the bedroom. I go out to greet them. They come inside. She's nowhere to be seen. I'm waiting and waiting. I'm not a small talk person. Small talk to me, 60 seconds, I'm finished. Right? So I get up. I said, let me go and fetch my wife. She go to the bedroom. Doll, there you are. She said, I know. And when you coming out? She said, I'm not. I knew nothing about nutrition. The only thing I knew that a barbecued rump steak was the healthiest food in the world. And
I did have the benefits of each of the products stuck on the product, so all you had to do was pick it up and read it.
oh, let me tell you, she was incredible. She was sorted. The products were laid out. The display was perfect. The board was there. The Super 10 in the bottle was there and everything. She was just so organized, but gone. And I knew nothing. So I said, all right, now they come for a health talk. Guess what? I washed their hands with LDC. That was their health talk. And they want to join. So I'd say goodbye to them. I said, my wife will feel better tomorrow. She'll come see you. I go to the bedroom. She said, I said, doll, they're gone. She's coming. She said, oh, sweetheart, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't face I couldn't talk in front of people. I said, don't worry. This thing's easy. Easy. I said, you invite them around for a health talk, you wash their hands with cooking oil and LDC, they want to join us. We're going to get rich, darling. We're going to get rich out of this thing. All right, my first business meeting. I go along to this business meeting, and guess what happens? I took a back of a calendar, and I stuck it against the wall with tape. I didn't realize I'd pull the tape off and I'd pull the paint off the wall. And I said, this is how I close my meetings. You won't believe me. I have matured so much. I'd never say this anymore. But I would say something like this. I say, hey, folks, let me tell you, I didn't know God made people so stupid that they'd rather pay more for trash than less than quality. Turn to the person who invited you and get going. Guess what happened? They all joined up. My meeting was 10 minutes long. Some of you wish that's how I did meetings today. I didn't say they'd do anything. They were just desperate to get out of my company. I was dangerous. My first customer, I was playing tennis one day, and as I went forward to hit the ball like this, I heard a woman say, you pick up the ball inside. The woman say, man, I'm looking for a detox program. Do you know of something? She's talking to somebody on the side at the tennis court. And I thought, oh, I'm going to get this lady. Man, how am I going to get this lady? I've never had a customer who paid for anything. At that time, it was family, and they just took things. Anyway, so guess what happens? I think I'm going to give them a CD. I had a Don Lawson CD on Detox. And I said, you know, I was sitting, so this is what I did. Now, yes, she is. I go and sit next to her and I talk to a friend. I said, John, I was listening to audio the other day by this incredible man who spoke about detox and how to cleanse the body. And she says, what? Where'd you get that CD? And I learned third party right then, and I've been using it ever since. We got 2 minutes left, yeah, right? I got so many more stories. I'm really going to end off with you want to say something first? All right, then. I want to end off with a quick story, and this is supposed to be a true story. I don't know how true it is, but it goes something like this. The man was finishing college, and he had to write a thesis. And the thesis was, what is the key to success? And he said, I know exactly what it is. I grew up in a town where there was a man in that town. He loved the Lord. He loved his wife. He loved his children. He looked after his body. He was a financial success. He was just in everything that I could see as a human being, he was a success. And he said, I want to be like that man. So he goes to the man's house that was still on the mansion overlooking the beach, and he knocks on the door. And the man comes out and, excuse me, sir, what is your secret to success? And the man said, are you sure you want to know? And he said, yes. He said, come with me. And they walked down into the ocean, fully clad, fully dressed, and he pushes him under the water, and he holds him there, and he has this kid under the water, and he has this big man holding him down there, and after a while he feels like some air. Just like some of you in this room feel like changing your life, feel like having a better marriage, having better relationship with your children, better health, feel like having a better bank balance. Just like some of you in this room are not yet sick and tired. You're just slightly irritated with the situation. Well, it wasn't long after, say, he tried to push up a bit, but the man held him there, had a vice grip, and he was a big man. And he held him down there. It wasn't long. He didn't feel like the air. His lungs were bursting. He said, man, I'm going to get out this water. If I kill this stupid old fool, whatever it takes, I'm going to get out this water. And he started pushing him, started fighting out that situation. But it was too late. His strength had already gone. Oh, my friends, you look every year, look in that mirror, you're getting slightly older, even if you use the Nutrients program. Don't leave too late. The clock is ticking. And as he collapsed into the water, gave up, he was drowning, the old man grabbed him and pulled him out of the water and helped him stand up. And he gets his breath back and turns around and says, what was that about? I come to you and I just want to know the secret to success. And you try and kill me. He says, no, you don't understand it. He said, the secret to success is a burning desire, a burning passion, a burning wanting to change your situation. I hope this event leaves you with an absolute passion, a burning desire to make the world a better place, to touch those around you, and to empower you to live the life that God created you to be. Thank you so much.
Well, tell 'em if I don't survive.